We're always looking for better ways to handle things around the house, more sustainable, cleaner ways. And it's easy to just grab paper towels or use the same old sponge. But sometimes you feel that frustration, the smelly sponge, the endless waste. Today, though, we're diving into something deceptively simple. Our sources point to as a bit of a game changer, the Swedish dishcloth. We've looked at a bunch of sources, and our mission here is to really give you the shortcut, the distilled insights. We'll get into what they are, why they're special, their composition, benefits, and stack them up against the usual suspects in your kitchen sink.
Exactly. And we'll cover the practical stuff too, how to use them, how to keep them going, make sure you get the most out of them. Because honestly, the insights from this deep dive are pretty compelling. It might just change how you see this humble little cloth.
Okay, let's unpack this then. We mentioned they're made of cellulose and cotton. But what's that really mean for someone listening, beyond just saying absorbent?
Yeah, good question. Because it's not just the materials, it's how they work together. Our sources really highlight the cleverness here. The cellulose that comes from wood pulp, sustainable stuff, creates this hydrophilic matrix. Think of it like a microscopic super sponge. And then the cotton fibers, they're woven in for toughness, for durability. It's this combination that gives you both that amazing absorption and crucially lets it dry out really fast.
Ah, okay. So it's not just soaking things up. It's engineered differently. It's more about maybe active hygiene, preventing the stink in the first place.
Precisely. And what's really cool, according to the sources, is how it absorbs so well. It's the structure, very porous, open cells in the cellulose. This creates like a capillary action that just pulls liquid in, holds it way better than, say, the foam in a typical sponge. So, yeah, less squeezing, fewer swipes needed.
That absorbency sounds great, but, sometimes things that soak up a lot take forever to dry. Smelly tea towel syndrome. Do the sources talk about that? Is there a catch, or do these cloths avoid that?
They do address it, and that's where the fast drying is just so important. It directly tackles why sponges get gross. Sponges stay damp, right? Perfect little home for bacteria, hence the smell. But the fiber structure in these Swedish cloths means they dry out way faster. That basically stops the bacteria party before it starts, much more hygienic.
Right, okay. And as our sources really stress, it's not just about how well they clean. There's this huge environmental angle, too. Their eco-credentials seem pretty solid.
Oh, definitely. Being fully biodegradable is massive. When they're finally worn out after a long time, mind you, they just break down. Compost, landfill, whatever, they return to the earth. No microplastics left behind, none of that lingering waste you get from synthetic sponges that stick around for ages.
And that lifespan you mentioned, it really reframes them, doesn't it? Not disposable, but more like a tool, an investment. Our sources say they can be reused, well, loads of times. Some people get a year, maybe even more, out of just one cloth.
Yeah, and think about the bigger picture. Reusing them like that means you're buying way fewer disposable things, less waste going out, less stuff being manufactured and shipped. It's a real tangible step towards, a greener household.
And they seem easy to look after. People always wonder about cleaning the cleaner. What do the sources say about maintenance?
Super easy. You can chuck them in the washing machine, top rack of the dishwasher. That really helps them last. Boiling works too for disinfecting. Or even microwaving them damp for a minute or so. Kills bacteria. The key thing is just letting them air dry completely after use. Don't leave them scrunched up and damp.
It's interesting the sources also mention aesthetics.
Yeah.
Which you don't usually think about with dishcloths. Apparently they come in all sorts of designs.
Yeah, that's a thing. They can actually look quite nice. Adds a bit of style to the kitchen sink area, So it's that blend of being really useful but also looking good.
And practicality-wise, what's the verdict from the research? Cost, storage.
Well, cost-effective in the long run, definitely. Yes, they cost a bit more upfront than a cheap multi-pack of sponges, but because you reuse them for so long, you save money over time. Plus, they're thin, lightweight, easy to stash away, frees up cupboard space.
So we've got the basic idea: absorbent, hygienic, eco-friendly, reusable. But our sources also pointed out there are different brands, some variations. Are they all basically the same thing, or are there nuances?
There are definitely nuances. While the core idea is similar, that cellulose cotton blend brands differentiate themselves, like Swedish Wholesale. Our sources highlight them for bulk buys. Good value, still durable, great if you go through a lot.
Right, and then you mentioned Super Scandi. Sounds stylish.
Yeah, they seem to lean into the design aspect, nice pattern, Scandinavian vibe. They're noted as being thick and long-lasting too, so style and substance.
In Lucum.
Lucom is mentioned for durable, really beautiful designs, again, hitting that combo of function and looks, with great absorption and quick drying. And there are related things too, like papaya reusable paper towels, similar materials, also biodegradable, another option for cutting down paper waste.
Okay, so let's put them head to head. Swedish dishcloths versus the classic kitchen sponge. What are the absolute key differences our sources hammer home?
Let's break it down. Absorbency. Swedish dishcloths win, hands down, holding 15, even 20 times their weight. Sponges don't come close.
Durability. That seems like a big one.
Huge difference. Dishcloths, reusable for months, machine washable. Sponges maybe last a week or two before they get unpleasant or fall apart.
Yeah, that longevity really changes things.
Then hygiene. We touched on this. Swedish cloths dry fast, less bacteria, less smell. Sponges, notorious bacteria traps, that musty odor. It makes you wonder, why do we tolerate smelly sponges when there's a better way?
Good question. And eco-friendliness.
Yeah.
Clear winner there, too.
Absolutely no contest. Biodegradable, compostable for the Swedish cloths, sponges, plastic waste, landfill fodder. And finally, cost. Higher initial price for the cloth, yes, but way cheaper over time because you just keep reusing it. Sponges need constant replacing.
Right. People might wonder, okay, when do you finally get rid of one?
Good point. Usually when they start losing that absorbency, maybe feel a bit thin, or if they somehow develop a smell you can't wash out. But that's typically after months, maybe even a year. And because they're compostable, disposal is guilt-free.
And just to recap, how many uses? I mean, it sounds like a lot.
The sources basically say countless times. It really depends on how heavily you use them and how well you clean them. But yes, several months is standard, often much longer.
So wrapping up the core findings, Swedish dishcloths really seem to be quite the little powerhouse.
Yep.
Great absorption, eco-friendly, convenient, hygienic.
Definitely. Absorbing all that liquid, drying fast to beat bacteria and smells, being totally biodegradable, it's a strong case against traditional sponges. Plus, being able to just toss them in the wash, super convenient.
And yeah, the versatility, the long-term cost savings, even the space-saving aspect and the nice designs, it all adds up.
And you know, this whole deep dive, it's not just about a cleaning cloth, is it? It's about thinking a bit more consciously about the everyday things we use. Choices for our homes, choices for the planet.
So what does this mean for you listening right now? Maybe think about how even a small switch, like your dishcloth, can actually ripple outwards. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other everyday items lurking in our cupboards might be ready for a smarter, more sustainable upgrade? What else could be surprisingly impactful?